Good afternoon, everyone. So let us start with our today's session now. Let me share my screen. Okay, so whether my screen is visible to you all and my voice is audible to you properly, please reply. Okay. Okay. So in our last lecture, we have seen the cloud deployment models. So in that we have seen the public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and community cloud. So each and every model in detail we have seen. The public cloud with its advantages and disadvantages last time we have seen. Then private cloud, its advantages and disadvantages. Then hybrid cloud. And finally we have seen the community cloud. Okay, so hybrid cloud is nothing but the combination of two. That means we will be taking advantages of both public and private in case of hybrid. And how disadvantages were there, like maintenance difficulty in integration, like that. And then finally the community cloud, so how it is suitable for environment, like the cost effectiveness, security, shared resources, collaboration, and data sharing. Those advantages we have seen in brief. And it was having good advantages over other. So that part we have seen last time. And finally the multi-cloud, so its advantages also we have seen. Multi-cloud is the combination of two or more. So here you can mix and match the best features of each cloud provider's services. This was the advantages last time we have seen. Then reduced the latency, high availability of services. So these are some of the advantages over there.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Fine. So now today we are going to see the benefits of cloud computing. So what are the different benefits of cloud computing are there? So next bit is benefits and challenges. So we will take one first, that benefits first over here. So in overall discussion, we have seen many benefits of cloud computing till now. So some of them are listed over here. That is first is nothing but the cost saving. So how cost saving will be achieved? So how? That means, suppose for example, you are on the cloud, means your material is there on the cloud. So it will be easy to access your any kind of a data. If you are working for any company, then company's data that will be collected at any moment of time. So it will definitely save your time, your money in, say for example, project startup or so. Okay. And for those who are worried that they are end up by paying some of the features that they neither need not want, so this cloud computing environment will help for them also, that at any moment of time they can access this any kind of a data. Then next is security. So here, say for example, many organizations have security concerns when it comes for adopting cloud computing solution. So after all, when the files, programs, and other kind of a data is not kept securely on site, then how it will be protected from hackers attack, we can say. So here security is also major concern. Then next, coming to the next is the flexibility. So how it can be flexible? In the first advantage only, we have seen that any particular user can access his or her data at any moment of time from any place, isn't it? So that's it. That is why it will be giving you more and more flexibility. So here, if you are having any kind of a business, then that business has only a finite amount of focus to divide between all its responsibilities. So you can divide your responsibilities between many, and then from each and every resource you can collect your data. So that's why in less amount of time you can achieve more. So that means it will be giving more and more flexibility to your work. Then next is mobility. So what is mobility? So here you can access your data from any of the device, like your mobile phones, smartphones, your laptops, your any other devices, your systems in office, or the systems at your home. So it will be giving you the mobility to access that data. Then insight. So here, as we move even further into the digital age, it is becoming clearer and clearer that the uh, old knowledge, okay, that will be taken on and more modern and in accurate form. So absolutely your data is money, we can say. So it will be hidden within the millions of bits of data that surround your customer transactions and business process, and very huge data is there with you. Okay. So sifting through that data to find these kernels can be very difficult unless you have access to the right cloud computing solution. So that's why it will be giving you that benefit. Then increased collaboration. So here you can include many people in your business, so that collaboration part will get increased. Then quality control. So there are few things which are leading to the success of a business, and that's why the cloud based system will help in this particular phenomenon a lot. Then disaster recovery. So here it is one of the factor that contributes to the success of business, that is mean by controlling your data. So unfortunately, if any of the server get any kind of a problem over there, it your data is been lost from one of the server or one of the machine, you can get access to the uh, data from another. So that means you can recover your data. Then loss prevention. So any kind of a losses in between, that will be prevented. You will not find any kind of a losses in the data. So here, if your organization is not investing in a cloud computing solution, then all of your valuable data is inseparably tied to the office computers it resides in. So this may not seem like a problem, but the reality is that if your local hardware experiences a problem, you might end up permanently losing your data. So this is the more common problem, and here you will get the solution if your data is been saved on such kind of clouds. And then automatic software updates. So definitely it is more and more helpful for the people like us. So for those who want a lot to get done, there is not anything more irritating than having to wait for the system updates to be installed. We can see this particular example in our day-to-day life also. Your mobile, your laptops are getting updated on each day or in 2 days, isn't it? Okay. So the cloud-based applications automatically refresh and updates themselves. So instead of forcing an IT department to perform a manual organization-wide updates, so the valuable updates will be provided by the IT staff concerned with that company, which will be providing you the cloud data. And definitely it will save your time, your money to do this kind of things on your own system. Then competitive edge. So while cloud computing is increasing in popularity, there are still those who prefer to keep everything local. So that is why their choice, but doing so places them at a distinct disadvantage when competing with those who have the benefits of cloud at their fingertips. So if you implement a cloud-based solution before your competitors, you will be further along the learning curve by the time they catch up, isn't it? And finally, sustainability. So here, it is the current state of environment. It is no longer enough for the organizations to place a recycling bin in a break room and claim that they are doing their part to help the planet. Sustainability requires solutions that address wastefulness at every level of a business. Hosting on the cloud is more environmental friendly and results in less of a carbon footprint. So that's why it will be more and more sustainable, we can say. So apart from these benefits, from other sources also you can get more and more benefits on internet as well. So some of them are again listed over here. Advantages of cloud computing. In that the first one will be backup and restore data. So first will be backup and restore data. So what does it mean? Once the data is stored on the cloud, it is easier to get it back or maintain the backups on the cloud and restore your data that will be using the cloud. Okay, so an example of this backup and restore the data. So for example, your mobile phones are having one app that is Google Photos, isn't it? So with Google Photos, you can store your photos, videos, or any other media, and that will be stored on the cloud. Okay, so you can access any of the such data at any moment of time, no matter your mobile phone is with you. You can log on to any of the system, go to the Google Photos, and from there you can collect your photographs or that kind of a data. So the first is backup and restore data. Then second is improved collaboration. Improved collaboration. So what does it mean? Ki cloud applications improve the collaboration by allowing the group of people to quickly and easily share the information in the cloud via shared storage. So you can involve many of the people at any moment of time, so that if my application is having say for example intervention of 100 people, so at a time I can have all those 100 people log on to the system and they can enter the data. Then excellent accessibility. So cloud will allow us to quickly and easily access and store the information anywhere, anytime in the whole world using the internet connection. So internet connection is a must in this. An internet cloud infrastructure increases the organization productivity and efficiency by ensuring that our data is always accessible. Okay. Then next is low maintenance cost. Low maintenance cost. So what is that? So cloud computing reduces both the hardware and software maintenance cost for the organization, isn't it? So for organization, you have purchased a particular cloud data also. Okay, so it will be more and more feasible solution, we can say, because indirectly the hardware and software maintenance cost will be, or maintenance will be done by the service provider only. So it will not be the task of that organization. So definitely it will lead to low maintenance cost. Then mobility once again we are seeing here. Just now we have seen mobility. So cloud computing allows us to easily access all cloud data via mobile phone or any other kind of devices too. So it will be giving you mobility in collecting or retrieving the data that you want. Then services in pay per use. Pay per use is what? Pay for that data which you are using or which you have used. So cloud computing offers application programming interfaces, that is APIs, to the users for access the services on the cloud and pays the charges as per the usage of service. So how much data or the part of data you are using, you are paying for that data only, not for that which you are not using. So pay per use application will be provided here. Then unlimited storage capacity. Unlimited storage capacity. So cloud will offer us a huge amount of storing of capacity of data, important data such as your documents, then images, audio, video files, etc. in one place. So that particular location will be provided to you where you can store all these kind of a data. And then data security. So data security is what? It is one of the biggest advantage of cloud computing. Cloud offers many advanced features related to the security and ensures that data is securely stored and handled on these clouds. So data security is also one of the advantages over here. Okay. So any doubt, problem in this, or you want to add any other advantages apart from this? So I guess no doubt is there from your side. So we will go to the next part. So apart from all these benefits or advantages of cloud computing, there are some of the disadvantages too. And what these disadvantages are? The first one is internet connectivity. So as we know, in cloud computing, every data, that is the image, audio, video file, etc., which is stored on the cloud, and we access this data through the cloud by using the internet connectivity. So if we don't have good internet connectivity, we cannot access this data. So however, we have no any other way to access the data from the cloud. So you must have good internet connectivity for accessing the data on your cloud. Second is vendor lock-in. What does it mean? So vendor lock-in is the biggest disadvantage of cloud computing. So organizations may face problem when transferring their services from one vendor to another. So as different vendors are providing different platforms, that can cause difficulty in moving from one cloud to another. So suppose, for example, I'm going through one of the data on cloud and I want to change the vendor. So at that time, I will be shifting from one cloud to another. So shifting my data from one cloud to another, at this shifting, we may face many problems. Okay. So this is one of the disadvantages of cloud computing. Then limited control. So as we know, cloud infrastructure is completely owned, managed, and monitored by the service providers. So the cloud users have less control over the function and execution of services within the cloud infrastructure. And then security is there. So although the cloud service providers implement the best security standards to store the important information, but before adopting cloud technology, you should be aware that you will be sending all your organization's sensitive information to the third party, that is a cloud computing service provider. So while sending the data on the cloud, there may be a chance that your organization's information is hacked by hackers. So you need to provide very, very high security, we can say. Fine. These are the disadvantages. And then coming to the challenges of cloud computing. So what are the different challenges? So just now we have seen the disadvantages over here. So those disadvantages are mostly considered as a challenges. So first of all, it's a security and privacy. So security and privacy of information is the biggest challenge to the cloud computing. Security and privacy issues can be overcome by employing the encryption, security hardware, and security applications to your data. Then comes the interoperability. So interoperability is what? It means the applications on one platform should be able to incorporate the services from another platform. So it is made possible via the web services, but by developing such web services is a little bit complex task. Then portability is one of the challenge. So this is also another challenge to cloud computing, that the applications should easily be migrated from one cloud provider to another. So there must be vendor lock-in. However, it is not yet made possible because each of the cloud provider uses different standard languages for their platforms. Then next, coming to the next is computing performance. So data intensive applications on the cloud require high network bandwidth, which results in high cost. So low bandwidth does not meet the desired computing performance of cloud applications. And finally, reliability and availability is there. So it is necessary for the cloud system to be reliable and robust, because most of the businesses are now becoming dependent on the service providers by the third party. So you should be in the position to give maximum reliability and availability of data to your users, so that you can get many number of clients for your cloud. Okay, so these are the challenges in cloud computing. Any doubt, or you want to add any other data over here?
I thought all Indians were different. Yeah, there was one who could find it.
Yes. Whose mic is on the... Please mute your mic. Omkar Kale. I guess your mic is on. Omkar.
Yeah, there was one who could find it.
Omkar Kale.
I guess you haven't met the real Indian before.
Omkar Kale, mute your mic.
ये किसी जब बच्चे के ट्रीटमेंट के लिए फंड रेज करते इतनी बार पूछने के बाद तुम्हें बोर हो जाना चाहिए काम पहले मुझे बताया कि फेसबुक पे मैंने एक लिंक शेयर
Omkar Kale, mute your mic.
कर दे यार तूने कितना $200 I'm very happy. And it's important. Customer satisfaction
So no doubt till now. Now this is the last bit of this first unit, that is role of virtualization in cloud computing. So first of all, we should be aware what is virtualization. Okay. So in this summer, we are feeling very much thirsty nowadays. Same is the condition with me. Okay, coming to the last bit, that is role of virtualization in cloud computing. So what is exactly virtualization is? So it is the creation of virtual rather than actual version of something, such as a server, desktop, a storage device, operating system, or any of the network resource. So making a virtual version of something is nothing but the virtualization. In other word, we can say virtualization, it is the technique which allows to share single physical instance of a resource or an application among multiple customers and organizations. So it does not so it will be done, or it does, by assigning a logical name to a physical storage and providing pointer to that physical resource when demanded. Okay, so this is nothing but the virtualization. So what is the concept behind the virtualization is like creation of virtual machine over existing operating system and hardware is known as hardware virtualization. So virtual machine provides an environment that is logically separated from the underlying hardware, logically separated. So the machine on which virtual machine is going to create is known as a host machine, and the virtual machine is referred as a guest machine. So types of virtualizations, so that are nothing but hardware virtualization, operating system virtualization, then server virtualization and storage virtualizations. I think I have not added these points over here on the slide. So types of virtualizations, hardware virtualization is there. So what is hardware virtualization? It is when the virtual machine software or virtual machine manager is directly installed on the hardware system, then it is known as the hardware virtualizations. The main job of hypervisor is to control and monitor the processor, memory, and other hardware resources. So after the virtualization is mainly done for the server platforms, because controlling after the virtualization of hardware system, we can install different operating systems on it and run different applications on those OSs. So usage, we can say hardware virtualization is mainly done for the server platforms, because controlling virtual machines is the much easier than controlling a physical server. Then coming to the next, that is operating system virtualization. So when the virtual machine software or virtual machine manager VMM is installed on the host operating system instead of directly on the hardware system is known as operating system virtualization. Then server virtualization, when the virtual machine software or virtual machine manager, that is VMM, is directly installed on the server system, then it will be called as a server virtualization. And storage virtualization is nothing but it is the process of grouping the physical storage from multiple network storage devices so that it looks like a single storage device. So finally, our aim is to present our data as a single storage device to your end users. So there are some other parts of virtualizations, that is data virtualization, which is the process of retrieving the data from various resources without knowing its type and physical location where it is been stored. So it collects the heterogeneous data from different resources and allows the data users across the organization to access this data according to their work requirement. So this heterogeneous data can be accessed using any application such as web portals, web services, e-commerce, software as a service, that is SaaS, and different mobile applications. So this is nothing but the data virtualization. So its advantages are nothing but it allows users to access the data without worrying about where it resides on the memory. Then it offers better customer satisfaction, retention, and revenue growth. Then it provides various security mechanism that allows users to safely store their personal and professional information. Then it reduces the cost by removing the data replication. It provides a user-friendly interface to develop customized views. It provides various simple and fast deployment resources. Then it increases the business user efficiency by providing data in real time. It is used to perform the tasks such as data integration, business integration, service-oriented architecture, data services, enterprise search, etc. So like this, we are having hardware virtualization, software virtualization, server virtualization, storage virtualization, OS virtualization, Linux virtualization, and Windows virtualization too. Okay, so this is the part virtualization in cloud computing. So here we are ending with the first unit. So in our first unit, we have seen the history of cloud computing, evolution of cloud computing, then the difference between traditional and cloud computing, why to go for cloud computing. Then cloud computing service model, that is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. These three models we have seen. Then cloud deployment models like public, private, hybrid, and community cloud. And then benefits and challenges of cloud computing. And finally, the role of virtualization in cloud computing. So all these parts we have seen. So if you have any doubt, you can ask your query over here now. Yes, any problem? So if you don't have any doubt, we can end up with this unit. So we are done with our first unit, overview of cloud computing, and we still have 1 hour in our hand. So as we are ended here with first unit, I'm not going to start here only our second unit, but after this I will share the this PPT PowerPoint presentation with you, and mm, this units notes as well in PDF format. Also, I will send you the assignment questions. Okay, so as we are having at least or minimum 15 assignments should be there as per the syllabus norms. So first assignment will be based on the theoretical questions based on this unit. Okay, and mm, as we go with different practicals based on cloud computing, we will go with the practical assignments in this total 15 assignments only. So as we are having overall 6 units, so 6 written assignments will be based on the questions from the chapter itself. Okay, so today for now we will stop over here. As no any doubt is coming from your side, we will stop here, and please put your attendance in the chat, and in some time only I will share the first chapter notes and PPT with you, and if time permits I will send the first class test also with you people. Okay, thank you very much.